Come on in. Getting myself something to drink. Hey, y'all. Y'all seen any aliens today? My music went off by itself. I think the aliens did it. The aliens doing everything. Can you guys hear me okay? Hey, Leonard. Can you guys hear me okay? I remember to turn off the Bluetooth. Everybody's talking about the aliens. How long has Monica been talking about the aliens? The Anunnaki, the reptilians, the Cabal and the Kabad, shapeshifters. Why the sudden push now? The sudden push for disclosure. More and more folks are coming out. Whistleblowers. Tweet, 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 tweet. Whistleblowers now. So why all of a sudden the push for disclosure? And you know, I mention this almost every time about my spiritual journey was to ferret out information that resonated with me. And most of the information that's resonated with me is the extraterrestrial UFO, life other planets. There's more information out there that we have not been privy to. And this fact that we are not alone here. My own personal belief is that I think that there were beings here before we were even created. And I've mentioned this before, all the stuff that's etched in stone and cave walls and hidden books and scrolls and tablets and things hidden in jars, buried in the desert, contain information about the light beings, that the shiny ones that came from above. In every culture throughout the world, there's oral history, written history, things etched in stone regarding beings that came from above and below. For thousands and thousands and thousands of years. And I was thinking about this the other day, about the only spiritual information that we have been given, people in the Americas, in most most of the world, let's put it that way, has either been three different religions, and that's Christianity, Islam, and Judaism. And what things do these main religions have in common? Fear and guilt. Also that we're nothing. We are imperfect things that need to constantly beg and plead God, who we were made in his image, which was perfection. But we have to beg this God to forgive us for our sinful inclinations, the thoughts we have, something is wrong with that. Something is definitely wrong with that. And then again, I'm talking about like the Bible. Again, that's the only book that I personally was given to sort of navigate my way through this spiritual thing. Who are we? What are we? I can't even say it. I can't even say, are we alone? Because it's obvious that we're not. I'm thinking too, because we are now living in the age of Aquarius, I think all of this kind of correlates with each other. Are we actually living on the earth? Are we actually on the earth right now? Or is it like the movies that they're trying to tell us the truth without telling us the truth? Are we really here? Or this is just a matrix and we're just part. We think we're seeing, we think we're experiencing, we think all of this is real. But what if it's not? What if we really are on some ship, mothership someplace, with a probe in the back of our heads, and we're just this is just an experience that we're having? If that's the case, why? Why is it necessary for us to do this? Then to what I think is actually happening. Do I believe in extraterrestrials, intraterrestrials, and yeah, absolutely. Absolutely, I do. I think it's very naive to think that we're the only beings in this entire universe, and just the universe that we're able to see or to perceive, or we think we perceive. It would be very naive to think that we're the only one. And if we're the only one, I'm going back to the Bible, this God created us in his image. If this is the only thing that God created and it was in his image, well, I got some things to say about that. Why do we only have 80 to maximum 120 years? If we are perfect, made in God's image, why do we have a expiration date? Because there's an expiration date on the meat suit. And then I started thinking, why did they put an expiration date on our meat suit? Is it because the longer we're here, the more we see, the more we can put the puzzle pieces together, and we're kind of getting that, something's not right with this particular story that you're giving me. And I think about that too when it comes to the Aboriginal people all over the world. When colonizers came, what's the first thing that they do? They got rid of the old people, because the old people had the history. The old people knew what was up. Some of those old people remembered who they were. And they could not allow the older ones to educate the newer ones, the younger ones. And that's been done for eons. Think again about back in the Bible when Yahweh showed up on the scene. There was goddess worship. They were worshiping Inanna, Ashura, the queen of the heaven, the creator goddess. She was worshipped for thousands of years before Yahweh. There's some Christians in the chat. You're probably not happy about hearing that, but it's that information is in that holy book. And again, these beings or entities that are controlling, I think that they're controlling all the top officials, the kings, the presidents, the high officials in every country. They're not the top. These extraterrestrial beings, gods, have been running the show for eons. However, astrology plays a big part in this as well, because we're now living in the age of Aquarius, the age of information, the age of the hidden being revealed. Everything done in the dark is coming to light. So we are living in this age, astrological age, in the timeline to where all this information has to come out. As well as I think that we're living in the timeline, maybe not the timeline, but what do you call it? The sequence to where the planets align. It's like every 3,600 years, the planet Nibiru, planet X, the dark star, whatever you want to call it, the planet that they say does not exist. Devin, if you're watching, I remember mentioning that to you several years ago, and you told me, Nanny, get your head out the clouds. There's no such thing as the Anunnaki. There's no such thing as Nibiru. Just play with your grandchildren and quit being an old lady. Old conspiracy theorist lady. Okay, Devin. What you got to say about the scientists now saying that there is a huge planet out there that is caught, they can't see the planet yet, but it's causing disruptions here with the on Earth and with other planets. Something is going on. And history, going back to those Sumerian texts, they mention about this sequence of the planets aligning every 3,600 years. So what am I trying to say? I believe that there are extraterrestrials and interrestrials. I believe that they have the cabal, the kabad, the entities that are ruling or controlling the top. This has been a elaborate ploy to keep humans in the dark about who we really are, what we're doing here, what we're being used for. And I kind of believe in the whole Sumerian thing about that we are genetically spliced beings. I do believe that too. I don't believe in God created man in his image. And if he did, again, go back to those scriptures and look at it side by side with those Sumerian texts and other books. And you will see there's some janky stuff that went on eons ago. And the Bible and these other religious books, I think that there's information in there that is very helpful for us to try and help us peep the game or wake up as to really what's going on. But there's also information in there that's been put in place and things taken out to take us off that path, to keep us on that fear and guilt path, to keep us under control. Okay, so what do? I feel with every fiber of my being that there's going to be some type of event. Now, whether it's the fake alien invasion that starts, and then the real ones come in. First, let me say, I think the first one is going to be Project Bluebeam, and also reverse engineered vehicles that our government has and has had for many, many years. We're going to start seeing more and more of those. Since the war, the money war, is not panning out the way they wanted it to. Now they have to find another way to generate some money because the dollar is collapsing, if it's not already collapsed. All these countries are saying, we don't want the dollar no more. We're going to use the yuan or what is it, rupees, Russian money. Something is happening with the money situation. And this world functions on money or some type of monetary system. There's so much. Let me pop in here and say hi to y'all. I just wanted to come in and talk a little bit about what I like to talk about. And there's going to be something. I feel it in my bones. There's going to be something. But again, do not go back to sleep. Do not be tricked and fooled into worshiping whatever comes out that sky or anything that comes out the ground. We are sovereign, free spirit beings. I I don't feel the need to worship anything. I just don't feel it. Am I wrong for not feeling like I want to worship something? And again, even if even if we want to say that God is our father, or God is our mother, father, God, I still don't have a desire to worship them. The same way I don't feel the need or the desire to worship my mom and dad. I love them and I respect them. And the fear that I have for them is a healthy fear, a fear of disappointing them, a fear of offending them. But if I did make a mistake and offend my parents, they wouldn't kill me. But Yahweh would, the Elohim would. Hmm. So why would you want to worship somebody who's gonna kill your ass if you don't serve them right? Nah. Anyway, I'm getting out on a tangent again. Let's see. Leonard, hi. Spirit Journey, good to see you. Emoji King, hi. We live in a crater Earth. I think there's something to that. What is it? Is it the planet Tiamat? There was something that crashed. I was just watching a video yesterday. Some planet, was it a planet? You might know, Emoji King, but a planet actually hit Tiamat. And when this planet hit Tiamat, it caused a big old chunk of Tiamat to break off. And that's what the Orion belt is. All that debris that's spewed around is pieces of Tiamat. And come to think of it, the Vatican has a huge statue in front of the Vatican of the Earth, looks like the Earth, with a big chunk taken out of it. What is the significance of that statue being at the Vatican? And see, the Vatican knows they know everything about the extraterrestrials. They know about the reptilians. I think there's reptilians under the Vatican. Yeah, yeah. Let's see. Hello, Patricia, Patria, Anakia. Peace to you too, my darling. That may be planet Betelgeuse, the red moon. I have been studying the planet Betelgeuse. Okay. And see, I've heard that one before too, Betelgeuse. Um, I didn't realize it was a planet though. Screaming Engine. Oh, I'm doing fine, Screaming Engine. Thank you for joining us today. It's more to life than what we know. Absolutely. Absolutely. And unfortunately, Leonard, we're not going to, I've come to the realization that I'm never going to know everything. That's kind of disappointing. But the more I think about it, that's kind of exciting because I will never stop learning. I will never stop experiencing. I will never stop exploring to infinity and beyond. I love it. I love it. Let's see. Screaming Engine says anything one requiring worship is paranoid and afraid of your potential. Absolutely. Absolutely. And again, that brings to mind Yahweh. What was his beef? If again, the Christians in the room, why was Yahweh so obsessed with other gods? If he is the most high, Why is he tripping about the other gods? And wait a minute, other gods, wait a minute. They said there's only one God. So who are these others? A lot of people say, oh, they're talking about statues and they used to worship bulls and stuff and all that. At some point they did. But at some point they actually worshiped beings, Inanna. And not only Inanna, many goddesses, gods and goddesses before Yahweh, the Elohim. Yeah. Tiamat is the M. Tiamat is the M, is the mother, maybe? Is that what you're saying, Patricia? The Oort cloud? Oh, I've never heard that before, Screaming Engine. What is the Oort cloud? Tiamat is the mother of this earth. She is the real mother. So Tiamat is mother. So earth is it Gaia? Is earth Gaia? So are we on Gaia? This wow. We will never know everything. It's always room to learn something new. Absolutely. Absolutely. I just want to know everything, any knowledge that comes to me now. I want it just to be the truth. Just give me the truth. There are other spirits in the heavens. I believe that too, Marveline. I absolutely do believe there's other beings. Say, for instance, like there's a difference. I think I've mentioned this before, like in the Bible where it says in the beginning, Elohim says, let's create man in our, let's create man in our image. Okay. And I'm thinking of the Elohim. Could there have been 12 Elohim? And what if all of these Elohim beings, gods, all had different genetics, maybe? They all had that spark of divinity that they passed on to us. But maybe there was a being, a humanoid being that maybe looked like us. Maybe there was a humanoid being that had blonde hair and blue eyes, very fair skin. Maybe there was another Elohim that had the thick, coily hair and the deeply melanated skin. Then we had the Asian looking Elohim. I don't know. I'm just thinking out the box of how that could have been. Let us make man in our image. Maybe that's where all the different looks came from. Or what if it's more than that? What if there were like lizard beings, a humanoid reptilian being, or a humanoid bird like being, or a bull like being, or a goat like being? Maybe an octopus type being. I don't know. The possibilities are endless. I just know the information that we've been told may be part of the story, but it's not all of the story at all. I wish you were my friend on Facebook. So much uploads for the universe. Them give me all. And you can find me on Facebook. I thought that we connected once before. Let me just put my yeah, you can find me on Facebook. Let me see if I can put this on here for you. Hold on. Look for me under Monica Singleton, Singleton. It's just my private Facebook page. But yeah, message me there. And you can also reach me on my email, which is let me just type it in. It'll let me just type it in. SW Garden Creations. Where's the at? Come on, where's the at? At gmail.com. Like Ralph Smart says. He says, yes, you can, if you want to model my clothing, just reach me at ralphsmart at something.com. He tickles me. swgardencreations at gmail.com. That's how you can reach me. Yeah, there we go. All right. Ahura! Hi, good to see you. Salutations, my sister. I think you're my sister. My starseed friend. How's that? Okay. I feel all of us are being hoodwinked. Why, if a loving God, you allow all this chaos on your creation, if you indeed are our creator? Bingo. Bingo. And see, that whole thing perplexes me about, okay, according to the Sumerian text, Lord Enki, the geneticist, he had a soft spot for us because according to the Sumerian text, it's his DNA that is coursing through our veins. He's the one that gave us that spark of divinity. And uh, his brother, half brother, Lord Enlil, didn't like that idea at all. Um, According to the Sumerian text, and there's some conflicting stories there too, but according to the Sumerian text, Enlil is the guy that doesn't like us very much, and he wants to get rid of us. We're pieces of garbage and disgusting animal remnants. He's not satisfied with us at all. He wants us to keep our nose to the grind, work, do as you're told, serve the food, do the sacrifices, whatever he needs you to do, and shut your mouth. Yeah. Oh, I see you sent me a friend request, Ania. I'm going to, oh, why did I press that button? I'm going to respond to you, confirm your request, and go back to the live if I can figure out how to do it. Hold on. I'm getting bold, huh? All right. I added you there. Let's see. Marveline Delks, there is a mother God and a father God that's in the heavens. The name Jehovah is Satan in the light for those believing him. Yeah, I was going to kind of mention that too, Marveline. I grew up in the Jehovah's Witness cult. And I can remember as a little girl intently listening to the talks, looking at the pictures in my Paradise Lost book, of the buildings breaking down and holes opening up and people falling in the hole and dying. I would look at those pictures and read stories about how Jehovah gets mad at the beings that he created, so mad that he's going to kill them if they don't serve him the way he wants to serve. It's crazy. It is crazy. We have grandparents in the outer realms. Yeah. And I firmly believe that now. we were, as Jehovah's Witnesses, we were taught that the dead is conscious of nothing at all. Once a person dies, they are asleep in death. They're just dead. And they're just gonna lay there and be dead until Jehovah, if he decides if you're good enough, then he will quicken you and wake your ass up. Um, that always struck me as something's not quite right with that. And you mentioned something about we have grandparents in other realms, and I can say that I feel them now. I can say that I definitely feel the presence of my grandmother, um, especially when I'm cooking. When I'm cooking, her presence is just so strong. Maybe it's because I'm just remembering her more. I don't know. But I find myself, Chef, when I'm cooking, I talk just like her. Just like my mama. She said, oh, that's some good stuff, Chef. You got to put a little roux in there. You got to put some onion in there. And it's good, Chef. I'm telling you. Okay, mama, go back. She just comes out. So yeah, our grandparents, ancestors are all around us. And we just have to be open and receptive to benevolent, our benevolent ancestors, because we have some ancestors that can be malevolent. They need to stay your ass over there. Yeah. Anytime, my sweetheart. All right, guys, I'm going to get off now. Again, I just wanted to pop in and talk a little bit about the fake alien invasion or the possible real alien invasion. Regardless of either one that happens, don't forget who you are and what you are. Do not bow down to these powerful ones, real or fake. Do not bow down to these powerful ones. They are not the creator of the cosmos and everything in it. Okay? No fear. No fear, no fear, no fear. Stay in that high love vibration. Be true to yourself. And do everything that you can to operate from that heart space. Okay? Keep your vibrations high. And I'll talk to you guys later. I'm going to go water my plants. Bye, y'all.